All right, congratulations because you are on learning target number 5, dividing fractions through word problems. In fact, if you can add that to your notes at the top, I would really appreciate that. So this is learning target number 5, dividing fractions, word problems. And if you notice here in the top left-hand corner, these are the learning skills that you must be able to do in order to meet this target. So the first thing you need to do is when you're reading the word problem, you need to find the whole. We'll talk about what that means in just a few minutes. Next, you should be able to find the part within the word problem. Once you have those two pieces of information, you go ahead and create the division problem. So that's when you actually create the problem from the word problem. And then you're going to solve it. The solving is a part that you guys have gotten really good at solving. And then if necessary, you can always simplify using GCF. Don't forget, GCF is your factor trees. Okay? Now once you do your factor trees, you take that GCF and you divide it into whatever that might be. Okay? In order to simplify it. You can also simplify by going from an improper fraction. Make sure you're writing this stuff down. To a mixed number. And I'm going to put a little example here that I want you to write down. It would be like saying 12 over 9. And I want you to convert it to a mixed number, which is 9, which is 1 and 3/9. Okay, so you might be able to simplify that way also. Okay, let's go ahead and as soon as you're done writing this stuff down, I want to talk about some vocabulary. You noticed in my first two learning skills, we're going to have to find the whole and the part, okay? So let's talk about what those mean. Let's talk about what whole means and what part means. So when we're looking for the whole, we are looking for the larger amount usually. Okay, so the larger amount. Right, that's what we have in total. This is the amount that needs to be broken down or broken up. And I want you guys writing this stuff down. Don't forget this is important. When we say broken up, we mean divide. Okay? So it's usually the larger amount. It's the amount that needs to be broken up. Right? It's, in other words, it's what we would call sometimes a total amount. So the larger amount or the total amount, and it's the amount that needs to be broken up into pieces. Okay, that is the whole. And these are very basic definitions, and it's on purpose because we don't want to overthink these things. You've known what whole and part means for a long time, and I want you to think about those things. Part is usually the smaller amount. So go ahead and write that down. Okay. And it's usually the part that is already broken up. Right? It's the part that has already, it needs to be in that smaller portion, that smaller area. Okay, so it's already been broken up. And the part also is not only the smaller amount, but needs to be broken up. It is definitely just a piece. In other words, I'm going to give you a note. It is opposite of total. Opposite of total amount, okay? So it's just a piece. It's already broken up, and it's usually the smaller amount. So when we divide fractions, when we're looking for to create a division problem from a word problem, I want you to remember this. Go ahead and write this down right in the middle. It is always the whole. Let me rewrite that. It's a little squished. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so you're going to write this in the middle. It's always the whole divided by the part. So when you're creating problems from word problems, always use this rule of thumb. You put the whole first, divided by the part. So the part is the piece that's going to be flipped. Okay. Make sure you have all of this written down. This is really important stuff. And you're going to be putting in your notebooks a little later. I believe on page 35 and behind page 35. Okay, so let's actually look at one of these, and we're going to take our highlighters. So go ahead and pause and grab 2 highlighters. And we're going to be highlighting a couple of things. Okay, here we go. Angel buys 3 pizzas from Little Caesars. The pizzas are cut into equal pieces. Each piece is 1 out of 6 of a pizza, or 1/6 of a pizza. Enter the number of pieces there are. Okay, so we're looking for the whole amount of pizzas. Well, that's easy. This is the whole amount right here. That's 3 pizzas. Okay, that is what we call the whole. So go ahead and make that little note on there. Okay, 3 pizzas are the whole amount we have. And I want you to notice something. The next number we have is 1/6 of a pizza, right? I know this is a part. I want you to do something for me with your pencil. I know this is a part because it has each, right? The minute I see the word each, I know for sure that's a part. And it's a smaller number, so each piece is 1/6 of a pizza, right? In fact, let's go back here and let's go ahead and put a word that we often see, and that's each. Okay, for a part. Okay, let's go back. So we have the part, we have 3 pizzas, and then it says they're cut into equal pieces. And the whole question, let's go ahead and underline that, is enter the number of pizzas there are. Enter the number of pieces there are. Okay, so we want to know how many pieces. So you have 3 whole pizzas, and we want to know how many pieces. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of ways. First of all, let's draw a picture of all this. Okay, I have 3 whole pizzas. 1, 2, 3. And it says they're cut into equal pieces. So each piece is 1/6 of a pizza. Okay, so 1/6 of a pizza. So that means I have 6 pieces. All right. Here's 6 pieces. And it says each piece is 1/6 of a pizza. So one of these, one piece is 1/6 of a pizza. So how many do we have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has 6 pieces. So that means that the next one has to be exactly the same, right? We have 6 pieces there, 6 pieces there. So the question is, enter the number of pieces, right? There are. Well, there's 6 pieces here. 5, 6, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 pieces there. So how many is that? It says enter the number of pieces there are. Well, according to our calculations, there should be 18 pieces. Okay, go ahead and draw all of that and write it out. Now let's, we're actually gonna divide it and see if it actually works. Okay, so we know there's 18 pieces in total. All right, now let's do it or with division of fractions. My whole is 3 divided by my part, which is 1 out of 6. Well, first of all, I need to make this 3 into a fraction. So I know, boom, I'm just going to put a 1 underneath it. All right, let's solve this thing. Okay, first things first, I rewrite the first fraction and I switch this to multiplication. Once I switch it, I'm going to flip the second fraction. Okay, we've all done this. This is easy stuff. Now we are on solving the problem. We're on already learning skill number 4, which is solve the problem. We created it. Now we're solving it. Okay, so let's finish solving this thing. I have 3 times 6, and I have 1 times 1. All right, here we go. 3 times 6 is 18. Oops. I use my pencil. 3 times 6 is 18, and 1 times 1 is 1. All right, now, according to this, it says we should simplify if necessary. And either that means we're going to go from improper to a mixed number, or we're going to do factor trees. Well, in this case, it's pretty simple. We can just divide 1 into 18. And 1 goes into 18, divides into 18, right? 1 divides into 18 times. So my answer is, how many pieces are there? There are 18 pieces. You can circle that. And you notice it's the same here, 18 pieces. So we took the whole divided by the part, and we still got the same answer, even if we didn't draw it out, but we did it mathematically. All right, let's do one more together. Remember, as what I do, you do, okay? That's important. Mrs. Hernandez needs 1/4 box of Takis for each of her classes. She needs 1.5 boxes to give to all of her classes. How many classes does Mrs. Hernandez have? Okay, so I want you guys to notice something, some important words. This one is each, and it's talking about 1/4 of a box. And then this one is all. Okay? And we know each, if we look at each, and we look at this into this problem, we know that this has to be the part. Okay? It's the smaller number, and it says each. We know that's the part. And we know this one is the whole, because it's the larger number and it's talking about all. So we have the part and the whole. Okay? All right, well, let's get started. So my whole is 1.5 divided by my part, which is 1/4. Okay, you guys know how to do this from the last learning target. So now that we've created it, the next learning skill says to solve it. Okay, let's do that. Well, first of all, let's make this into an improper fraction. Okay, 1 times 2 is 2. And then we add 1 to that, and that's 3. So we have 3 divided by 2. Okay, so 3/2. All right, let's change this to multiplication. And let's flip the second fraction. Okay, here we go. Let's solve this thing. We have to solve the top by multiplying, and we have to solve the bottom by multiplying. Okay, what does 3 times 4 give you? 3 times 4. That's right, it gives you 12. And 2 times 1. Yep, that's right, it's 2. So our last learning skill says, if we can, let's simplify. So you can either do the GCF, or I know this is improper, so I'm going to make it into a mixed number. Okay, 2 into 12. Okay, 2 goes into 12 6 times, so there's actually no remainder. So that means our answer is, it says, how many classes does Mrs. Hernandez have? She has 6 classes. Which she really doesn't. But it's just a picture of something. A picture of a problem. Okay? So 6 classes. It's not always going to turn out this easy. You'll have a mixed number sometimes, or an improper fraction. Okay? What I would like you to do, though, is now that I've worked on that, I want you to take your highlighter, take your pencil, and start working on these 4 problems.